Imagine a place free of problems, scams, and thievery. A place where comfort is your only concern. Imagine Comfort Time Live.
All right, welcome to Comfort Time Live, ladies and gentlemen, on this absolutely beautiful sunny Florida Friday. It's going to be a gorgeous day out there. Try to stay out of the sun a little bit, though, because you don't want to get too burnt. My daughter went to the beach the other day, and she was just peeled like a... Yeah, so not a good thing if you stay out too long. But both my daughter from up north sitting down to come down with me and spend a few days, so that was a good thing. So her and my other daughter are hanging out for a little bit. So, well, welcome to Comfort Time Live. Remember, ComfortTimeLive.com is the place to go. We got kind of a little different show for you today. We're going to go off the beaten path of talking about your home. However, we're still going to stay on the theme of comfort. We're going to have some fun today. Now, if you want to see what we got going on here in the studio, you got to go to ComfortTimeLive.com, or maybe you're one of those fancy people with one of the new smartphones. You can go to Ustream TV and actually watch us. Just type in Comfort Time Live right on your smartphone. We have a...
You mean there's not an app for that?
There is. It's
for
an
Comfort
app.
Time Live?
No, not yet. I don't
well,
have
see,
it
now
yet.
there's an idea for you.
Yes, I'm already working on it.
You're working on it.
I'm
Very
working
cool.
on it. I'm just trying to find the right person and the right price.
To get it, yeah, because you have to like write the thing, right? And then
yeah,
you have to get
it's
it
not that
approved.
expensive. It's not that. It's like a couple $100 if you find the right person.
Okay.
And one of our sponsors, Elite Electric and Air, they have an iPhone app for their company. So I'm like, okay, John, where'd you get it? I'm still waiting to get that name and number.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I'm just glad it does.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get it. We're going to have it one of
Very
these days
cool.
because it's with technology growing
Something
like
to
it
look
is.
forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a nice thing with Ustream. Ustream has their own app right now. So if you download the Ustream TV app, you type in Comfort Time Live under live videos. And for some reason, I can't see the archives on Ustream from the app, the Ustream TV app. I can only watch the show when I'm doing it live.
Okay.
So we'll figure that out. But when Comfort Time Live comes, we're going to make sure we have all the archives.
It's kind of like the Comfort Time Live cam.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's going to be part of the Comfort Time Live network. You know, we got the Blog Talk Radio, we got Comfort Time Live, we got Unlicensed to Steal, we got all kinds of things out there. But you got to go to ComfortTimeLive.com and watch the video because I got a little funny thing going on in here. But we also have an incredibly beautiful guest with us today. And we're going to talk to her in just a few minutes. We're going to we're taking it outside the box. But now, next week on the show here, 11:05, we're going to go through the Contractors Exam Board meeting that they had on August 9th. And we're going to find out if some of these guys that were allegedly accused, such as Frederick B. Ellis of Elias Signs, who has 4 pages of code violations, and or 3 pages, excuse me, and a lot of them were accusations of committing fraud, incompetency, knowingly, deliberately violating codes, gross negligence. But we're going to find out if he actually was found guilty. Good thing. And then also, for you folks out there, on September 7th, you ever concerned about maybe your spouse might be wandering? Maybe you are an employer and you're curious if the guy who's just claiming workers' compensation is actually injured.
Well, the insurance company would be doing lots of investigation.
Yeah, well, that's exactly who we're going to have on the radio show. We're going to have Doug Smith, who's the president of Janus Investigations, who's going to be on the show
PI?
with us. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're going to be on the show. They're going to talk to us
Interesting stuff
about workers' compensation issues and how people are getting caught and what they're doing. But they also, I'm going to kind of dig in a little bit about the spousal thing there. I'm going to play around with that a little bit. I want to see what that's all about. Not that I have to worry about it anymore. But without further ado, let's go ahead and say good morning to Barbara Petrillo from the Petrillo Collection. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, how are you, young lady?
I'm great.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, Barbara does something a little different, but what it's all about is comfort for what she does. And Barbara, tell us about your collection. What is it? to me, it's something that women and men need to use as a tool, I would say, to comfort each other.
A tool for attracting one another.
Attracting one another. That's a good thing. Now, guys, you're going to say, what the Petrillo collection? It's designer, classic and casual jewelry. However, guys, don't shut the radio off right now. You got to think about this, okay? You got to think about this. Now, Barbara, you said you were at an event one time, and you had someone need some comment. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, a lot of the networking events that I go to, when I'm talking about the jewelry, I can see the gentleman's eyes rolling and like, okay, let's move on to the next person, because what am I going to do with this stuff? So I got really brave and said, I can see all you guys rolling your eyes, and I know you think this isn't for you. But I know that you have somebody in your life that would love this jewelry. So I will make you a hero to all those ladies. Just send me their dates of birthdays, anniversaries. I'll remind you, and problem solved. And they just looked at me like, whoa. So I caught their attention.
And that's what's bad. I mean, some guys realize it. Like I'm, believe it or not, Veronica, I mean, you know me for a little bit. I am a hopeless romantic. I see she's laughing. I mean, I'm the kind of guy who, you know, even though we got your own house and everything, I'm the kind of guy that.
No, I know that you would always say during the radio show,
yes,
you would always
in the
say
past,
hello.
when I was
yes.
married, yes, one past
so
tense.
you are.
But you know, I'm the kind of guy that does special things like, you know, you got a house. Well, you know, let's not have a romantic. Let's go get a nice room at a nice place, and before she would get there, I would go into the room and put candles all over the room. I would cover the entire room with rose petals, pre-buy little nighties and whatnot, and put them in place. You know, put a nice drawn bath with, you know, I would do stuff like that.
Wow,
Oh,
Tom.
absolutely. You'd look at me and you'd say, oh, he don't do stuff like that. But yeah, that's the kind of guy I am.
Well, when I'm looking at you right now, wearing what you're wearing, I'm really wondering.
We have to tell the listeners though who don't have their computers logged on is that Tom's wearing some of the jewelry that you brought in today.
Yes, and the saying that
And he's
real
color
men,
coordinated today.
he
as well.
is very coordinated, and that just kind of happened. We didn't pre-plan that. You know, the saying is real men eat quiche. Well, real men can wear jewelry.
I'm okay with my masculinity. I don't have an issue with it. Oh gosh. So now, tell us what got you into this business first off, from your day-to-day life.
Well, 3 years ago, at the end of the month, I moved to Vero Beach from Connecticut, and I was totally not in any kind of business that was creative in any way, shape, or form.
You specifically said end of the month.
End of this month.
Oh, end of this. Oh,
This
I'm
month.
sorry. Okay,
I'm sorry. End of this month. I'll be here 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Very happily,
I was
I
like,
might
wow,
add.
what happened at the end of the month that caused you to move? Didn't anyone have to pay the rent the next day?
True. Moved on. But I was in the banking business, mortgage banking, wholesale lending, all those really cool places. And when I moved here, I didn't want to get back into that. The last career I had was in real estate, and I did some admin work with a real estate company. And I just kind of hung out. I became sort of like a beach bum for a while, trying to figure out what I was going to do. And one day I just went and took a lesson at a beach shop. And I thought, you know, they're going to have to show me what to do because I don't have any kind of brain for this because I never did anything creative. Well, the piece that I came out with was exceptional. I shocked myself. So I went on to make a couple other pieces and then thought, I really like doing this. So, I mean, that's basically how it started. And everything I make now, I kind of like teach myself. I make stuff, take it apart, make it, take it apart. So, and it's been great. It's been absolutely great. I enjoy it immensely.
Now, I like buying gifts, so I typically have a fairly good eye. You know, for my previous marriage, when I went and bought the wedding ring, I mean, I did it all myself. I picked it all out. I picked it, and it was just, you know, I got thumbs up for it. So, and this jewelry is absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is stuff that if I was out looking for things, I would definitely, absolutely consider a lot of these different things, especially the beautiful one I have
I
wrapped around
know,
my neck.
very sparkly.
Yeah, you like that? Doesn't necessarily make you a bad person.
No.
So, and it goes great with the, what would you
It
call
is.
this, purple
It's
or
amazing.
plum shirt?
Plum is what I would call it. Yes.
Aubergine if you're in England.
You got to tune in and see. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. So going on 3 years now. What inspired you for this type of? Now, obviously, there's many types of jewelry that you do. Now, for instance, the one that you have around your neck. What was the inspiration for that?
Well, I never have an inspiration when I'm looking for the individual pieces. I don't go into a show or a merchandise mart and say, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. I just kind of wander. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Okay.
I go in, I walk all around, and I like this, I like that, and invariably I forget where I found it, but it's just the idea of the piece that jumps out at me.
Right.
And then once I get it home and I'm working on it in the studio, I'll just start putting components together and change it. And there are times when something will come together in a flash. There are other times it could sit on that table for 2 or 3 days because there's something about it that just isn't hitting me. So it's really not anything I think about when I'm shopping for the supplies. It's what happens when I get them home.
But it is perfect with that blouse.
It has been amazing. I have made several things that I have had and then purchased pieces of clothing, and they asked, did you make that to go with it? No, it just kind of happened. Just like today, it just kind of happened that way.
Now, Veronica,
Uh-huh.
being a woman.
Yes,
Um,
all my life.
now, when did that start? No. Was it something that just happened? Do you wear jewelry?
Very little.
Very little.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
I'm-
simple chains usually. I'm a solitaire diamond fan.
Ah, that's
So-
not a bad thing.
No, I know.
Hint, hint.
Every anniversary I'm hinting. And I'm lucky to get something maybe every 20 years.
Oh gosh. So you're on your
Married my entire life.
married your entire
Exactly.
life. Now, so now you have your own website, right?
I do.
And let's see, the website that they would go to would be www.thepetrillocollection.com. Now that's THEPETRILLO collection.com. And there is, I'm going to go ahead and click on this here, that there's just a lot of great things for you to look at. We're going to link this. Once we archive the show, we're going to go ahead and link this over. But give us a call here at the studio, 340-1590. Maybe you'd like to ask some questions of Barbara. Ladies, if you listen, gentlemen, if you want to be comfortable at home, what's the saying? When mama's happy, papa's happy, right?
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
See,
When-
there's a theme going on.
when mama's happy,
Get with the program.
It all has to do with the woman, though. When mama's happy, everybody's happy. So, I mean, how happy do you think mama could be if mama came home from a rough, stressed-out day of work one day, and here you open up this beautiful case with this gorgeous, collection. Now, let me ask you this: if a gentleman wanted to come to you, and maybe brought, because I'm partially colorblind, so
It doesn't look that way.
oh, I actually took pictures of all the shirts, and I actually sent them to my daughters before I bought them. Do you like this one? Do you like this one? My daughter dresses me. I go out from going out on a date or something like that. She's like, Dad, no, get upstairs.
It's
Change.
a good thing you have
She's
someone
She's
to
like,
help
you got dark shoes. It doesn't go with that shirt. Go upstairs. Change your shoes or change your shirt. And she'll get mad at me if like, sometimes I'll be in a rush, but no, I'm not changing. Okay.
Well, she'll be embarrassed if you go out that way.
Yeah, right.
Only if she's with me. But let's say I was to bring my spouse or significant other was bring a couple pieces of clothing that I knew that they wore a lot. Would you be able to help me match that
Oh,
up
absolutely.
with something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if there are other pieces too that somebody might have that might want to coordinate something, or you have certain stones in mind that they like. Oh yeah, absolutely. We do all kinds of special orders.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
So it's really tailored to the person.
and that would make more
Yeah.
sense. I mean, because you go into this, into these big chain stores and what, and it's just so generic, a lot of the stuff, and it's very difficult. Now, would you specially make something for someone
Oh yeah.
if
sure.
they had an idea or a thought
Yeah.
in mind?
Yeah, we can collaborate on a design. I just recently made several really chunky pieces, and I had a few people that wanted them.
You weren't.
But
did
of
you just
course-
call me chunky. Or?
No.
Oh no.
But of course, the other thing that the viewers need to know is everything is one of a kind. I do not make the same thing twice.
Oh, so you don't mass produce?
No, no, no. So these ladies who saw the initial piece wanted another piece, and I made it, but with slightly different stones, and this one had a big pendant that came down on it. So the pendants were all different. So yeah, they're not walking around wearing the same thing.
So you don't have to worry about like going to prom and the same girls wearing the same dress that you're wearing. I like that idea.
Yeah.
So when I walk around town with this necklace around,
Right.
I will be the only one
You
wearing
will be.
it. Yeah, I really
You definitely will be. Or the only gentleman walking around in
I'd
town
say
wearing it.
one of a kind.
You and a necklace.
Oh gosh! All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take our first quick break. 340-1590. Questions, comments of Barbara or the show, don't hesitate to give us a call. You're listening to Comfort Time Live with Barbara Petrillo and the Petrillo Collection. We'll be right back.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family-owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live Friday mornings at 11 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Benjamin Franklin Plumbing would like to help you schedule some help, whatever on-time help you need. For plumbing emergencies like a busted water heater, go to schedulesomehelp.com. Sewage problems? Schedulesomehelp.com. If water is dripping from your ceiling, schedulesomehelp.com. If you need help repairing that leaky faucet or upgrading your shower head, schedulesomehelp.com. Want help with your golf game? Yep. Schedulesomehelp.com. Right now, get help for $25 at schedulesomehelp.com. Limitations and exclusions apply. See schedulesomehelp.com for full details.
Actually, I felt the most relaxed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Comfort Time Live, and we are speaking today a little bit at Outside the Box of Comfort Time Live. We're speaking with Barbara Petrillo from the Petrillo Collection. She has absolutely gorgeous casual jewelry designs for the ladies out there, but guys, you know,
Guys can wear them too.
guys can wear them too. Well, it's come where I was going with that, but but obviously I'm wearing it right now.
You are.
so-
Looks stunning.
I mean, do you have something? Honestly, do you have something that you could make for guys, or is it more of just?
I can probably do just like a chain work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if guys, I know there's a couple guys out there like to wear.
Well,
some,
men used to wear just the beads, just the silver
Yeah.
beads, or way back in the 70s, puka shells.
Yes.
way back in
Yeah.
the '70s.
I don't remember that.
No,
No, neither do I.
I was only a couple.
You have an older brother.
But you could also, if you have any questions, you can give Barbara a call. Now, this phone line is only open from 1 in the morning till 6 in the morning. So I'm teasing.
And they would be redirected to you.
Yeah, she'll forward it at 1 o'clock to my phone. So the phone number to give Barbara a call will be 772-205-7133. So gentlemen, it would be an absolute blessing for you if you were to give her a call or go on her website and kind of look at some of the things. I guarantee you'd rack up some brownie points. And it'd be a lot cheaper than a Gucci handbag or what's that other Coach or that your diamond thing that Veronica's talking about over there. I'm gonna say
I like Gucci handbags too.
you like oh
I do.
You like those? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Just saying.
I like her. She's a high-end gal.
Just saying, Gucci. So now, your designs. You just grab stuff and just start putting stuff together. Kind of go through the whole process of something.
Well, after I come home on my big shopping sprees, I when I'm out, it's not like I go in blind and just pick anything. I kind of coordinate colors so
Okay.
that when I'm putting something together, I've got large beads, small beads, really tiny beads within that same color scheme or that metallic type of thing. And then when I get home, I will just start to lay these out and just trying to grab things that might go together, or something that is opposite on the color spectrum, so it adds a little bit of interest. And then I just start working. And I've always thought about, when I get to the point, which will happen very soon, that I am so successful that I have so much to do, how am I going to do all that on my own?
Right.
And the only thing I can think of is that I would have these laid out in a photograph, and then somebody could do the stringing part, because the stringing part is not difficult, but you need to get it done correctly so you don't have stuff flying in the air when you put it on.
So there is talent involved in it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Besides creativeness.
Yeah. You have to have the talent to be able to sell the product as a professional piece.
Okay.
And not something that, somebody's going to get home and they're going to put it on once, it's going to fall apart.
Right.
And a lot of people have asked me about silver, sterling silver in my pieces, and I haven't done that for two reasons. One is cost.
Okay.
And the other is it's really something you have to take care of because of the oils from your body, and they have tarnishing and that kind of thing. So I just really didn't want to go there, because I didn't want someone to wear it and maybe not take care of it, and then it's a reflection on what I did with the piece. So, I mean, I can do that if somebody wants it as a special order, but generally speaking, in my pieces, I don't do that. I use a great pewter product that doesn't tarnish, so you really don't have to worry about taking care of it.
Now, I know some of the guys listening out there are like, oh, I'm here calling, and I want to listen to this home improvement show. So I'm sure there's a couple guys that have probably turned off the radio already, but guys, come on. Today is about the missus. Okay, that's why we're here. We're here to talk about the missus. We're here to talk about how we can provide a little comfort in your home. Imagine your wife, she's finished showering and getting ready for a beautiful dinner date or something like that. She's struggling to find the right outfit, because we know women always walk into their closet, pick one outfit out, and it's done every time, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we never go through 3 or 4
Never.
or 5 or 6 dresses, and we'll change.
Never heard that story.
Never heard that. So it's something new. Well, just imagine if they could just find that perfect piece of jewelry that would match with everything, and they could be comfortable. So, but I know we have a lot of female listeners, because we actually get a lot of female callers on the show when we do trivia, and we're actually going to do a trivia question here in a second. And it's kind of funny. We were looking through the trivia book before we got here, Barbara and I, and we're kind of trying to think about and I really can't think of a better trivia question for today than this trivia question. So now give us a call, 340-1590, and we can I don't want to put you on the spot, Barbara, and I won't do that, but one of our sponsors is going to give away a special prize, and then maybe if Barbara has anything that she might be willing to donate on the show as a gift or something like that, maybe we could do another trivia question or something. But I won't put you on the spot.
Okay.
All right. So our trivia question, and if you win the trivia question, you're going to win from our sponsor, Elite Electric and Air. You are going to win hold on here. 1 second, let me get to it. You're going to get their electrical inspection. Now, why the electrical inspection is so important is over the years, the electrical wires start expand and contract in your breaker panel, and it can actually start to arc and could actually start a fire. It's one of the most important things. Making sure that your water heater is connected properly and that it is not burning excessive energy that it should be. Plus your smoke alarms, fire alarms, ground fault receptacles, we want to make sure that they're working properly so that somebody doesn't get electrocuted in the bathtub, unless you purposely, want to do something like that, but nobody would purposely want to do that.
Drop in a hairdryer.
Yeah, no,
But you don't really think about that. I saw it on one of these DIY programs on TV, the ground fault receptacles in the bathroom, and you go, well, who would, why? That's just so stupid. And then I found myself reaching for the light switch coming out of the shower. Well, you're wet.
Yeah.
And it needs to be there.
For a very
because
good reason.
You would just automatically do that, not thinking, well, I'm not standing in the water, but your entire body's wet and you're reaching for that electrical switch. So it really does need to be there.
Yeah. So they'll check them to make sure that they're functioning properly. because if they're not. So this will be for a one.
I guess you'd find out the hard way if it's not working, right? you could.
You probably wouldn't be able to call anybody afterwards.
That's true.
So you would be able to pick up the phone and call Barbara afterwards and say, Barbara, could you provide this for my wife today? So here's the question. We thought this was kind of funny. 340-1590. What is so unusual about Nepal's marriages, the country Nepal? What is so unusual about Nepal's marriages? Is it A, women have more than one husband? B, women rule their husbands? Well, that's a usual thing. There's nothing.
I thought that was a given.
Nothing new about that one. Or here's a good one: women dress like men and bring home the bacon. I like that
would
one.
be, yeah, I mean,
like that
sure.
one.
Yeah.
See, one is true, one I would like, and one, So is it A, women have more than one husband, B, women rule their husbands, C, women dress like men and bring home the bacon? So what is so unusual about Nepal's marriages?
Heaven forbid more than one husband. I just am thinking that could be a real problem.
Sounds like another reality show.
We're taking over your show, Tom.
Most of us can't work with one marriage.
You are outnumbered in this room today.
Yeah, well, I'm always outnumbered. All right, give us a call, 340. Kind of a little fun trivia we thought we'd have with you today. So give us a call if you'd like to win that free electrical inspection. Now, the reason Barbara's on the show with us is Barbara and I are part of a networking organization called Martini Network. It's a non-alcoholic function. Involves none whatsoever. They drink iced tea, and they just call it Martini Network just for the heck of it.
Mint julep.
How do you get your name?
But so they have them all over the place. Like last night, we were at a restaurant up in Vero Beach called Why Not, and this coming week we're going to be. Is it this coming week or the week after?
I think it's this coming week.
This coming week on Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to be at the Two de Fresco. And it's nice. It's just a networking of all types of different businesses getting together. So what I do is I'm typically give away an interview for the business to help people in our community at no charge, help promote some of their businesses. And Barbara won the thing, so that's why Barbara is here today. So we're hoping that we could help promote Barbara's business, also help to maybe add a little pizzazz into our listeners' lives instead of just the typical electrical and air conditioning and nailing boards and stuff like that. So mixing it up, throwing you off your key. So besides that networking event, how else do you promote your business?
Well, networking has been a major part of promoting my business. As you would know, as a small business owner, it's not feasible to be able to do a lot of expensive advertising and that type of thing. So networking has led me into a lot of different areas. And it also welcomed me into the community. When I started doing the networking, my business officially started at the end of '09, and I started networking at the beginning of 2010. And I was amazed. When the first event I went to, this happened to be an all-ladies event, and they came up to me, gave me business cards for, you need to call this one, and you need to call that one, and I love your product, and what can I do to help you? And I don't want to say bad things about New Englanders, but I come from Connecticut, which is close to New York, and we're not used to having people reaching out and making you feel warm and comfy.
Yeah.
So it was like shocking to me. So I've done a great deal of that, and because of that, I've also gotten involved with a lot of nonprofit organizations, which is really, really my passion. I did a huge amount of fundraising when I was up in Connecticut for St. Jude Children's Hospital. And that was probably the first thing I thought about when I came here. What can I do? Part of my business plan is for me to do just that. But as a small business owner, you're always thinking, I can't give a check of $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever. So I'll wait till I reach that point, and then I can do it. Well, I found out I didn't have to do that.
Little things, right?
Right. I mean, little things go a long way. If everybody gave $1 or $2, that same thing. So that's something I've really been involved with, but it also exposed my business by doing some of these things. So it's been great. I've been extremely happy. Made the best decision ever to move here.
Yeah, I think networking is no matter what business you have, no matter how big or how small, the networking in this community is all of this community is in the Treasure Coast. Mm-hmm. There's so many networking events, and it's amazing how great everybody is at most
Yeah.
of these. You
Yeah.
get a couple, you get a couple lemons here and there, but majority of the people, I mean, the young lady who's in charge of the Martini Network, Veronica. I wanted to say Veronica, but I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's her. But Veronica's great, and the Martini Network's a wonderful place, and we got a lot of great people that come back, and a lot of new folks, and all the time. So a lot of great, and especially the young lady who is part of the trivia book that we use called The Best Trivia Book Ever is Jane Flynn, who provided that to us. So if you want to give a call at the trivia question, 340-1590. Now, you can go to the Petrillo Collection, which is the petrillocollection.com, and there is all kinds of pictures of all the beautiful things that she makes. Now, here's a question that I have if I was to go to your website. This item right here that I'm looking at, number D-81, that is the only one of its kind. Again,
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. So once somebody buys that, so if I click on add to cart and I buy that, will that picture go away and something else?
Yeah.
It
Once
will.
once that is sold, it will be removed from the website.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
That takes your designs up a notch by doing something.
Yeah, well,
like
for
that.
me, if I know I'm not going to make it again, I don't want to offer it to someone just for them to come back to me and say, well, it was on your website. So my procedure after every show that I have, that's the first thing I do, either that night, first thing the next morning, and I'm just deleting all of those things that are on there. So I'm going to have to upload a bunch of more stuff. So, but yeah, definitely everything is taken off. The other thing I do on there is every piece can be purchased individually. You can buy just the earrings, or you could buy just the necklace.
Okay.
But there's also a drop-down box on there where you can buy the set, and then the set is sold to you at a discounted price because you're buying the two pieces.
Oh, okay. And they're very, very reasonable. And I can imagine some of the time. And if you were to come up with the concept, sit down, and know everything that would be involved right away in one piece, on average, how long would it typically take? Let's say the one that you have around your neck now, which is absolutely beautiful.
Once I've decided on the design, that part is the easy part,
Yeah.
putting it together.
It's the creativeness.
Yeah. I mean, it could like I said earlier, it could take me 10 minutes and I just put it together and I like what I see, or it can sit for 2 days and I keep moving things around until I'm happy with it. Because if I'm not happy with it, it just doesn't get
Yeah.
put together. I mean, other people may like it, but I have to enjoy what I'm selling.
Right,
so
it's an extension
yeah,
of you, and you
yeah.
have to believe in what you're offering
Yeah.
and do that. But no, these sets are beautiful. The PetrilloCollection.com. We actually have a couple things in the studio. You have to be watching on ComfortTimeLive.com. But I'm going to hold a couple of these items up.
Are you going to wear these too?
No, I'm not wearing. I'm going to leave here. I'm going to look like Mr. T. With Barbara's stuff. So if you're watching live on ComfortTimeLive.com, or if you're looking at this from our on the archives, this is one of the items. And now this one online right now?
That one is. Yes, it is online.
This one is online.
And
okay.
I name all my pieces, and I name them after I've completed them. And that one is called Champagne Taste because of the color tones. And the large beads that are on there are, well, they actually all are shell pearls.
Wow.
So when I put it together, I mean, that was the first thing that came to my mind was like, sort of looks like champagne. And that was it. That was the name of it, Champagne Taste.
And this could be something with Champagne Taste with somebody on a beer budget, because it's not very expensive at all.
No.
It's very, very reasonable. I would definitely invest the money. And it's less than $10,000 and more than $1. So no, now this one, okay, you just told me what this one is. Let me see if I can go on here and find it.
It's probably at the bottom of the page.
Bottom of the page. Here we go. Oh, computer lock up. There we go. There it is right there. Oh, that's not bad at all. And now this comes with the earrings too.
Mm-hmm.
So with the earrings and the necklace, which is absolutely gorgeous, it's called Champagne Taste, number ST125. You can go right on PetrilloCollection.com. Beautiful. It's only $76 for that, and that is more than worth its weight, especially with the earrings. I would buy that for somebody special if they like that stuff. And so you just got to find the right woman for it, though, right?
Well, if you wear it, you might attract the right one.
No, I have a feeling if I wear it, I'm going to attract the wrong one. like the bus boy from last night, or
Now.
he was a nice guy. Okay, so some of the other stuff we asked is now, when you're looking for, is there a specific clientele that you typically go out and look for, or that you promote yourself to?
I have to say yes and no.
Okay.
When I'm looking, especially the one that you just held up, I see a particular person in mind wearing that. Someone who likes classic, doesn't like a lot of funky stuff. But I try not to make things so far out. But I do have some clients that, like, the bigger they are, the better they are. But I don't make a lot of that because
Right.
I know that not everyone's going to wear it.
Right.
First of all, it's too overwhelming. Sometimes it's extremely heavy. But yeah, my friend Pamela is one I'm thinking of. The bigger, the better.
She likes that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And this year for the summer, I started making some pieces, and I didn't bring one with me. But it would have been basically what you held up, only the lower portion of it, and the rest is just an open wire, so that it's
Okay.
comfortable. It's not warm because of the heat, and doesn't have a lot of weight to it. So I did a few of those, and people are enjoying that. So keep changing.
I like the colors because I think the colors of this one would go with pinks. It would go with browns.
Yeah.
It is a pretty piece.
Thanks for helping me out on that one.
Yeah, well,
No, you could jump in any time,
I usually do. I got something to say.
especially on a show like today. We're talking home improvement.
We're
man.
taking you out of your element here.
Yeah, but hey, I'm having fun. You know what? It shows diversity.
There you go.
It
Yes.
shows diversity for the show and for myself. And I am not shy with stuff like this. So but I love it. And, I love gifts, and I love showering whoever that special person in my life is when I have the money.
Now you mentioned shows. But
Yes.
when do you have shows, and where are your shows?
I have done, I know everybody's familiar with Jetson TV and Appliance. And the marketing representative there is Susan Harris, and she's had a bunch of shows at different Jetson locations. She had one in Fort Pierce, and she just did a huge one in Port St. Lucie. And last year, at the end of January, they did one there, and they had hundreds of people that came to that event. And we're going to be doing an event at the Vero Beach Jetsons on September 13th. This one a little bit different. I'm organizing it, and it's for Growing Healthy Kids. It's a Vero Beach nonprofit. But this is not really vendors who have products to sell, like my jewelry or somebody is selling handbags or whatever. It's really geared to health, exercise, and the education of both, because Nancy's nonprofit goal is to eliminate childhood obesity and diabetes. So we have different kinds of vendors there.
So kind of like a health fair.
It is.
Okay.
Right. So we're doing that, and I'm designing a collection for her that will be exclusively for her in a limited edition version. And part of the proceeds of that will go to the nonprofit.
Great.
So that, again, that's kind of like my way of being able to give back. So,
I like that. I like that a lot.
yeah, and
And
the
you have-
design is going to be really cool. It's based on the chakra colors, if you know about chakra and the different areas of the body. And there's 7 different colors. So I have this bead that's actually produced from a nut that grows in South America. So I had done a different design for her 2 years ago for another project. And with the nut coming, or the bead coming from a nut, it was food related, and it was Growing Healthy Kids, so it just the whole connection came together. But this one's going to be a little bit different. It's not as beady as the other one was, more of the limited design, and so we're looking forward to getting that one launched and off the ground.
Now, your products, is there a certain way that they should be kept in the home? Is there certain temperature conditions, or
Not
no?
really.
They're-
No, because of the use of the pewter rather than the sterling silver. No.
Okay.
I mean, they should be put in a nice little
Yeah.
cozy place.
Yeah, obviously. Now, do you have access to stuff like that, or do you recommend some place where people can go, if like a special case? If I wanted to buy something like this from you and I wanted to present it in a special case, do you have stuff like that, or would I need to go buy that myself?
No. I will give you the packaging that goes with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
I have pouches and I have boxes
oh, very nice.
that are kind of in the color scheme of my website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, the PetrilloCollection.com is the place to go. You can look at all the different beautiful jewelry. There's frequently asked questions. There's links. There's also the links to the Growing Healthy Kids collections that Barbara was just talking about. You can find out how to place an order. We're going to go ahead and take another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the things on how you can place an order, what type of payments accepted, and how soon can you get an order for Barbara. You're listening to Comfort Time Live, thinking outside the box today. We'll be back in just a minute.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live Friday mornings at 11 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Benjamin Franklin Plumbing would like to help you schedule some help, whatever on-time help you need. For plumbing emergencies like a busted water heater, go to schedulesomehelp.com. Sewage problems? Schedulesomehelp.com. If water is dripping from your ceiling, schedulesomehelp.com. If you need help repairing that leaky faucet or upgrading your shower head, schedulesomehelp.com. Want help with your golf game? Yep, schedulesomehelp.com. Right now, get help for $25 at schedulesomehelp.com. Limitations and exclusions apply. See schedulesomehelp.com for full details.
From the British perspective.
All right, you're listening to Cover Time Live. Welcome back. We're going to take a collection. So we're going to take
For
a collection.
buttons?
We're going to take a collection live on the air. 50 cents a donation.
Can I get a button, please?
We can put it towards the button collection.
There we go.
Sounds like a new design.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, so I guess we didn't get anybody for our trivia question. I guess it was either two out of there or just so what is so unusual about the country Nepal's marriages? Is it A, women have more than one husband, B, women rule their husbands, which is a given, C, women dress like men and bring home the bacon? That answer was actually A. In Nepal, women have more than one husband. Can you ladies imagine that?
Yes.
You could.
I don't think I could take it, actually.
just take our
Variety is the spice of life.
Now, are you married, Barbara?
No, I'm not.
Now, see, you can kind of tell right there how the answer was going to come. Barbara's not married. Veronica's married.
Very, very, very.
And Veronica said, absolutely not.
No.
One's all I can handle.
I'm not doing that
and
again.
Barbara says, oh, bring them on. And guys, if you're listening, she's a beautiful woman. So,
Oh,
you know,
thank you, Tom.
and the jewelry she has on even helps to emphasize it. So it's great stuff. So, well, I guess we didn't get an answer for that. So I guess nobody's going to win the little prize.
Maybe we're going to have people running to the airport so they can move to Nepal.
Nepal. We were also talking. It was funny. We were talking about there was a reality show on with this guy who's got like 8 wives.
Sister wives, yeah.
Sister
That's what
wives,
it's
yeah.
called.
I
That's the name of
couldn't
the
think
show.
of the name of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I could almost go for that, though, if they all have good jobs. And I'd be the wife that gets to stay home.
Yeah, there's a little feuding going on now, though, I think.
Yeah. I haven't brought my. I've seen the previews. I haven't really
try
sat
not
through the
to,
show.
but-
Yeah. But yeah, he's got 4 wives.
putting 4 different
And like
women in a room that
14
are sharing.
kids or something like that. They all have their own houses.
Oh my god!
I'd like to know what he does for a job.
Right.
I
Well,
haven't figured that out yet.
never mind.
Well, maybe he's someone we need to contact for Barbara's collection.
Yeah, he looks like he needs a
Yes.
lot. Well, I don't know if
There
he
you
needs
go.
anything else, but
Jewelry for every occasion.
Yes.
For 4 wives.
wow.
Birthdays, boy, you
Would
could
keep you busy.
That would be that's,
Just anniversaries
that's
alone.
all you would need. That's all you would need. All right, so Barbara, so tell us a little bit about if somebody wanted to place an order. They go on your website.
Mm-hmm.
What are different ways that they could place an order for your products?
On the website, they will go through PayPal and they can use whatever credit card they'd like.
I like PayPal. PayPal's
Yeah.
very, very, very easy to use.
Yeah, it was easy for me to set it up on my end, and it's easy to use because you just go on there and fill out the information. And I like it. I get notification that the order went through so that I know where I'm sending and what I'm sending. And I know you're going to ask me the next question. Usually within 2 to 3 days, it's shipped out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously that from that point in time. Now, how do you ship it out? UPS, FedEx?
I had been using the U.S. Postal Service, but I'm probably going to change to, you just said it.
UPS.
UPS,
Federal
yes.
Express. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
you're just having problems with the Postal Service not getting there on time? Or?
Well, they kind of disillusioned me a little bit on, I could put everything in a box for $4.95.
Oh, yeah, that commercial.
So this way I didn't have to worry about the weight,
Right.
but I wanted to know it got there. So it was an extra blah, blah, blah. And then I wanted to track it. There was an extra blah, blah, blah. So it was costing me a fortune to send it. It's like, no, I don't think we're going to do that. So we're going to check other things.
Yeah, that's not very nice. But unfortunately, there's places out there doing stuff like that. They advertise, just like in the air conditioning business. I mean, there's companies down south that are advertising these just absolute rock bottom prices. And then when they come up, everything's an add-on. Or we were at a house the other day. Somebody had done an air conditioning about 8 years ago. They moved it down into the closet, but they never took the air conditioning out of the attic, the other one that was there. And they jury-rigged this air conditioner into the other air conditioner so that they could use the same ductwork that was there without modifying it. And it's what you find out, that you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
So same thing with Barbara's collection. You can probably go into some stores in the mall and things like that and probably buy very inexpensive, or actually no, very cheap products that
Okay.
may look similar or may be but you don't. They're made by probably some kid making $1 over in China.
Yeah.
You have no idea what the quality is. Do you stand behind your product?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If
Yeah. If something were to come apart or whatever, I would either refix it for you, or you can return it and I'll refund your money. Luckily, I've not had that problem. So, yeah.
and stuff now. So different forms of payment. You typically like to take the credit cards, Visa, MasterCard. She does accept Discover, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Not a lot of folks take Discover. I do notice that, which is a good thing, is American Express, because they charge an arm and an absolute leg.
Yes, we had to make a decision and we had to let go of American Express.
A lot of people are doing that.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
people.
it's real
because
expensive.
It's crazy because, and I don't know, for listeners out there, is any business that accepts a credit card has to pay a percentage to the credit card company. So if you're paying me $10, I may have to spend 3 to 4% of that.
Exactly.
So they'll only cut me, my money back minus that 4%.
Right. Right.
Well, that adds up after a while. I can imagine, if you're doing thousands of dollars of business and you basically just got to take 4% right off the bat because somebody's processing your card, that's insane.
Yeah.
And that's really not a credit card either. It's like a charge card, because American Express, when your statement comes, your balance is due.
Yep.
So it's not like they're waiting for their money.
Yeah.
So they're getting their money on both
And,
ends.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're charging the merchant a lot to just be a part of it.
Yeah, and they're one of the highest.
And I found out early on I really wanted to have the capability of accepting a credit card. But this expense, even beyond that, every time somebody charges, just I have to lease the machine, which at that time they didn't have the one you can swipe on your iPhone, which is really great right now because there's no other charge. You buy the mechanism, you put it on your iPhone, and then you swipe, and you're only paying for the actual credit card charge, where I'm now paying a lease fee every month.
Oh, so if
In
nobody
addition-
uses that card, you're still paying.
Oh yeah, I have
Even-
to pay the lease fee every month. I have 2 more wonderful years to do this.
Wow.
So,
But PayPal's amazing.
yeah.
And now with
yeah.
now with the iPhones and the smartphones, I mean, instead of having to have that swipe thing, then they could stand there on their smartphone and pay the PayPal right through there.
Oh yeah, they could do that too.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Yeah.
you could stand there with
Yeah.
your smartphone. They could stand there with their smartphone. You
And buy
email-
jewelry all day long.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, now it says here, will I get a confirmation on my order? Now, is that the email address gets emailed back once?
Yes. Yep. As soon as I get the order, I will confirm that I received it and let them know when it's being shipped and how long it will take to get to them.
All right, and it looks here that you have a standard shipping charge. And is that correct still?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
standard shipping charge for all items, which is nice, is only $7 to U.S. addresses for orders. Oh, look at this. In nice big bold letters. Well, gentlemen, you can save yourself $7 if you purchase product over $100.
Imagine.
I like that. See, now that's something that I would do.
Okay.
I would, just to save $7, I'd spend an extra $40.
Well, I just felt if someone spent that amount of money, why should they pay for shipping?
Absolutely.
You know.
No, that makes a lot of sense, and I like that. For international orders, please contact for additional thing. Well, excellent, excellent. Now it's just here for personal information, shopping cart. Now, what if somebody wanted to have something personalized, maybe engraved or anything like that?
I haven't had that request yet, and I would have to find out how I could accomplish that.
The reason it popped into
Yeah.
my head is I actually have no clue why that popped into my head just now. Maybe I was misreading what was here on
Yeah, I
on
think
your
it says
website.
encrypted.
Yeah, yeah, that's why. It's encrypted or something.
That's okay. I got it. Yeah, well, that's a good question, though. I don't know. I mean, there are ways that I can do that myself. I
Right.
haven't ventured into that kind of.
Well, with the way the
Jewelry yet?
jewelry's set up, I don't see how somebody would want to do too much.
Well, you could
engraving.
maybe add a
Well,
charm or something
yeah,
that would have an,
yeah.
an
But someone may,
great.
instead of beads, may want to have like a copper plate that has some.
See,
I was
maybe-
gonna
Family
say
crest.
encryption.
A family crest or something. Yeah.
But it can also have beads from. I mean, I can see it in my
Yeah.
mind, but I just haven't ventured into that. It's a mechanism that you get, and it's got a little stamping thing, and you can stamp letters and designs and all that good stuff. But that'll be the next phase of the
The
Petrillo
next phase.
collection.
Definitely. Okay, so go back to my little thing here. So if you want to give Barbara a call and see what she can do to help you out, you can call her at 772-205-7133. Maybe there's something special, ladies, that you want to do. Gentlemen, maybe there's something special you want to do for that special someone in your life, and you need maybe a little bit of help. I'm sure Barb would be. That would be me. I mean, I could not walk into my significant other's closet, look at what clothing she has, and then come in and pick something out. I'm not that good.
Well, we can train you.
All right. So now remember, next week we're going to talk about the Contractors Exam Board, and we're going to talk about all the people that were not accused, but necessarily that there was accusations, but we'll want to find out how many of them were actually found guilty. And then on September 7th, you definitely want to tune in when we have Doug Smith, president of Janus Investigations, is going to be here talking about workers' compensation, but anything that you can think of for a private investigator. Maybe there's a company that you're doing work with that you want to find out some more information. Doug and his professionals do all of that, and we're going to be talking about that on the show. That's September 7th. Friday at 11:05. Don't forget to go to Comfort Time Live. If you missed any part of this show, you can come back and you can watch Barbara, and you can look at the links to her website, listen to some of the stuff. Now, real quick, we got just a couple seconds. What is the dream of the Petrillo collection?
Oh, I have this vision of this great boutique that has all kinds of local artisans with all kinds of fashion.
Wonderful.
I have the color scheme. I have it all in my mind, and now it's on my computer.
Beautiful. Well, Barbara, I want to thank you so much
Thank
for being
you
on the
very
show.
much.
You're
It's
welcome.
been a
I
pleasure.
Had fun thinking outside the box today, so that
Yes.
was great.
Actually, you were inside the jewelry box.
That's,
today.
I like that. I like that. Good
right.
job. See, that's why they pay you
That's
the
why
big
I'm in
bucks.
marketing.
All right, thanks for listening to Cover Time Live, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next Friday at 11:05.
CBS News is next on WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast, a service of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters.
CBS News, I'm Steve Kathan.
The Ryan Plan? AARP says it would undermine Medicare.
The Obama campaign defends the president's record on Medicare and new ads that are out today accusing Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan of trying to dismantle the program.
Now, Mitt Romney has to decide whether to say, well, they're talking about Paul Ryan's plan, not my plan, which then gets you into conversation about why there's a difference between the two.
CBS News political director John Dickerson. The president's campaign said today if Romney releases 5 years of tax returns, it would not ask for more. He's released one and says he'll release a second. And yesterday said he's paid at least 13% in taxes each year over the last decade. The presidential candidates are being challenged by some people touched by gun violence. Here's CBS's Jim Crisula.
Nearly 70 relatives of people killed or wounded in the 2007 Virginia Tech shootings want to know what the two candidates